So my name is Sarah Lee. I am a student, or was a student, here at the University of West Florida. I graduated in 2017. I was part of this program for about a year and a half, and it really just was the most transformative thing for me. My mentor, who I still consider my mentor, his name is Bob Osborne, and I actually have a very funny story of how Bob and I got acquainted for the first time. So I was working downtown. I was working for the Studers, doing accounting work. My background, my degree is in economics, and I was doing some accounting work for the Studers, and I was working with a woman named Susan. And she comes in one day and is asking me, "Hey, I heard you were starting on this executive mentor program thing. That sounds really cool." And I was like, "Yeah, it's great. I'm really excited. I think I'm supposed to get my mentor today." And she goes, "Yeah, his name's Bob, right?" I was like, "Yeah, how did you know that?" And she goes, "Well, Bob's my husband." And I was like, what a crazy world that I would get paired with Susan's husband. And really, that was my whole experience being Bob's mentee, was this dynamic way that he could connect with people. And he just had this energy about him. And that was really the thing that I could take away from this experience that I had in the executive mentor program, was I learned how to make relationships and build them and really just encapsulate the humanity that we have as people and our experiences, and be able to build on that with others that you just can't get out of a textbook. That, I think, is the most exciting thing about the program, and is really something that differentiates us. And just, learning something on the computer, or learning something through a seminar or something like that. Really, if someone was thinking about the program, I would say, why not? Because if you're wondering, well, what am I going to lose with this? Really nothing. The idea is that you are going to meet people. You're going to learn how to network. You're going to learn something that you may not from one of your professors. These are people who are active in the community, and it's different to say, oh, well, I want to learn something from, one of my random connections on LinkedIn. That's fantastic, do that. But you're never going to get the experience of someone in this town, in the place that you're living, in the place that you are studying, and buying groceries and funding that economy. You're never going to get that except through this program. But I look a lot of times at what I thought I wanted for my life when I was graduating college. And I was ambitious, and of course still am, hopefully. And I said, I want to move to New York. I want to go big, work in finance. It's going to be awesome. And Bob tempered that a little bit and said, you need to get to know a company, and they need to get to know you. And if you leave after a year and a half, you've built nothing. And they can't even say she's worth X, Y, or Z. And I didn't really like that idea. I was like, well, why can't I just pack up and, move to New York and gumption, and that's great. But I learned through his experiences when you needed to go for it, and when you needed to kind of sit and take it all in and work a little harder. And I think that's one of the benefits that you won't necessarily hear people talk about all the time, because it's just natural for us now that we've been in the program, or someone who's been exposed to it. But it is something that you aren't going to get through anything else. You're not going to get it through family, because they're going to talk to you as a daughter or a son or a cousin or a brother or sister. But someone who's your mentor, they have your best interests in mind, but they're going to tell it to you straight. You may not like to hear it, but they're going to tell you, this is how this should work. And you may not like it right now, but I'm going to tell you how to get to be the best possible you that you can be. We actually just hired a girl at our company at IMS, and I was asking her, oh, what do you do? And she's like, I'm a student, I'm at UWF. So what are you studying? And it's management, I think, or sales management or something like that. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, was also College of Business, you know. I studied economics, and she was like, oh yeah, and I was like, well, how did you hear about IMS? And she goes, oh, well, Bill Ween is my mentor. I was like, wait, are you part of the executive mentor program? Sure enough, she sure is, you know. And so I thought that was really cool because, you know, not only is it just College of Business students, it's gonna be College of Business students who then move out into the community and work in Pensacola, and then they say, oh, you're an executive mentee? Like, you're an executive mentee? That's so cool. And it's even better, you know, because I have that personal connection because Bob introduced me to IMS and then said, oh, I think you would really like Bill Ween. And then now I get to watch someone else who gets to have Bill as their mentor. And that's just really special.